Hey guys, in this quick tip, I'm covering a question I got from Gym Army member Matthew Hubbard, who asks, what do I do when I have cravings at night for foods that might be detrimental to my health? Well guys, it's real simple with intermittent fasting. Now with intermittent fasting, my fasting cycle goes from midnight to 4 p.m. That means I eat between 4 p.m. in the evening till midnight at night. So, because I'm eating at night, when I have my cravings, my feeding window is set for not only when I train, for not only when I'm gonna eat dinner, maybe socially, but it's also at the time when I personally crave food the most, at night. In the daytime, I'm far too busy to be worrying about food. It's at nighttime when the day slows and I start thinking about things like ice cream. By having my feeding window set at night, and with the intermittent fasting technique, I could be a lot looser on my diet and therefore enjoy a few things like ice cream and donuts from time to time. Now let's talk about what is unhealthy foods. Are we talking about things like bacon? No, bacon is not unhealthy, guys. Even though it's gotten a bad rap, saturated fat is not the enemy. You need ample saturated fat, men and women, particularly men, because men who eat higher levels of saturated fat are found to have higher testosterone levels. So there needs to be a reclassification of what's truly unhealthy. The only macronutrient that's unhealthy is trans fats. That's right, the man-made trans fats are really the only macronutrient you should be avoiding, because we now know that they lead to heart disease, inflammation, and can even lead to muscle breakdown. So avoid trans fats as best as you can. But other fats, like saturated fat and monounsaturated fat, are not your enemy. Even sugars are okay, as long as you're having them post-workout. Post-workout, you want to be getting in glucose or dextrose. Now another trick I'll do is if I know I'm really craving something like pizza, burgers and fries, and I know I'm gonna go crazy with my fat and carb intake. Again, we're not talking about unhealthy food choices. We're just talking about foods that are probably gonna bump me out of my macro totals for the day. So what do? Well, I shorten my feeding window. So if I know I'm gonna have a crazy meal at night, instead of eating right at 4 o'clock, I might extend my feeding window to even 6 or 7 p.m. That way, I shorten my feeding window so that all those high fat, high carb foods, again, I'm not using the word unhealthy, because as long as it fits your macros, it's not unhealthy. That way, with the shorter feeding window, I won't go too far out of my limits for the day. So if you find that your cravings are literally destroying your diet and you're not doing intermittent fasting, well, I definitely consider jumping on and trying intermittent fasting. Because the intermittent fasting boosts your metabolism, you could eat much looser, eating far more carbs and even fat than most other typical diets. So that's how I personally combat those cravings. Give my intermittent fasting diet a try at gymstoppani.com, or let me know what you do to combat your cravings. You can post right here and also share it to the Gym Army Facebook group page. And as always, guys, stay Gym Army strong.